The ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships are brought to you by the Province of Ontario, the Government of Canada, and Tourism Niagara.
And race 38 is up next, semifinal number 1 of the under-23 men's C1 1,000 meters.
Yes, in lane 1, it's Korea's Siakon Park. In lane 3, Mexico's Jose Cortez. In lane 4 is Germany's Jan Vandre. Lane 5, Russia's Ilya Perkuven. Lane 6, France's Romain Bugnet. And the Canadian Mark James is in lane 7. Keep your eye on him. And in lane number 8 from Chile, Daniel Fernandez.
Now watch the athletes in the headwind trying to keep the boats right against the front of the boot. It's not easy in a wind. You get pushed backwards, obviously, and you're trying just to keep that nose touching the boot. Great shot of James here. He's looking strong. He knows what he has to do, and that was a false start. Not an official false start. Sometimes if someone pushes a little too early or they look like they're going too early, they call it back. The official will just stop the process. They've just called 1 minute to start, in fact.
And keep your eye on lane number 7, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia's Mark James from Canada in the blue boat as he attempts to make it to the finals. The top 3 move on to the A finals. This would be a great result for Mark James to advance to the finals.
Oh, it would be fantastic for Mark to get into this final. I know he has the ability. He's an excellent paddler, very technically sound, very fit. The athlete to his left from France is going to be someone he's going to have to fight with. Not his fastest start, but Mark is a finisher. He's technically efficient. He carries the boat through very well, very smooth. Take a look at the blue boat in the middle of the Russian lane 5, or excuse me, the green boat in the middle of the Russian lane 5. I remember this morning watching him, very relaxed, very big catch on that athlete. Very strong paddler. The German in lane 4 as well will be strong. Here's a great shot of the Russian, though, in lane 5.
Well, Ilya Pervukin really has that nice, long, efficient stroke. He's in the green boat, and you can see him. He's taking off quite fast. But Mark James in the blue boat to the far outside on lane 7 from Canada, this guy's fit, very fit as well. Again, not the biggest paddler, but he's got a race plan, and he's going to try and reel these guys in later on in the race. And here we go to the Canadian in the blue boat, and you can see that's Mark James, and he's trying to economize his effort right now. He wants to have something left in the tank when he starts to reel them in. You get to that psychological barrier when you're tired and somebody's got more momentum, you're done.
Definitely. The real issue is you can't go out too slow because you can't catch up. Right now it looks like the German in 4 in the gray boat. Next to him is the Russian in the green boat, and next to him the French athlete. Look like our top 3 leaders right now. They're a couple boats ahead of the rest of the field, but it's neck and neck for them. Again, 1 to 3 to the A final, 4 to 7 to the B final.
And here's lane number 4. We've got the Jan Vandre from Germany. You can see the German. He was in the heats this morning in the same classic long stroke. He's trying to pull as much water as he can past his body to propel himself forward.
Yeah. And here we see the French athlete. Look at his nice reach. He looks very in control right now. The boat has a slight dip to it, a slight bounce, but he's staying forward, which is very essential in canoe. You want to keep the momentum always going forward. Next to him in the green boat, the Russian. Very nice long strokes. I really like the way the Russian paddles. At the 500-meter mark, it is France and Russia tied for first with the German in third, maybe a meter behind. And we've got about a 3-boat spread down to lane 8, Chile, and Mark James, a boat behind him in lane 7. But it is the Russian in the green boat who took the lead over France at the 500-meter mark, followed now by the German. France has slipped back a little bit, but these 3 boats are out on the field.
Well, we saw Bugnet earlier in the C2, and this is essentially a 3-boat race. Jan Vandre from Germany and Russia's Ilya Pervukin and France's Romain Bugnet as they are approaching the 400-meter mark, and you can see the wind picking up. How much of a challenge, Tom, is it when you're an opposite side paddler? We've got 2 right-handed paddlers and a lefty.
Just notice the French paddler at the end of his stroke. He has to do what's called the J stroke, which is a corrective stroke. It helps the boat go straight. Just takes a little bit more effort. Every stroke, you got to do a little bit of a correction. It's slightly less efficient, but that's what we deal with as paddlers. It's an outdoor sport. You can't control the weather. You have to be adaptable, and it's you have to be very zen about the wind. You can't try to control it. But here, watch the Russian solid reach on him, very powerful strokes. He's got a very connected hip. Dropping that top arm a bit, but it seems to work for him. I mean, the boat is so smooth out there. Excellent paddling. It's still a 3-boat race between Russia in first at the 200-meter mark, followed closely by German, and the French athlete maybe a boat behind the leader. Very good 3-boat race. These guys know now that they're top 3 and that no one is going to catch them. They've got maybe 50 meters on the rest of the field. Now we see Chile.
Well, this is all about lane assignments right now, and you can see the big Russian. He wants to get that middle lane. He knows if the wind is going to be a factor at the finals, he doesn't want it to bother him, and he's got the green boat, and on his inside you can see in the gray boat the German Jan Vondry, but the big Russian with the green boat in the middle in lane 5 is really starting to take it home.
Yeah, generally semifinal 1, if you win that, you'll get lane 5 in the final. He wants that. He's just pumping in the last few strokes now. His body is screaming at him to stop. His brain knows he's safe. Everything about this athlete is saying, stop now, coast over the line, but he won't do it. He's gonna win, and he won well with style. Good for him. Second is the German in lane 4, and the white boat, France, lane 6, a solid 3rd place. Those 3 boats will be moving on to the A final.
And here comes the Chilean paddler in lane 8, Daniel Fernandez. And on the inside in the white boat with the dark jersey in lane 3 is the Mexican Jose Cortez. And here's Mark James in lane 7.